Last week I did a video, an expose essentially, revealing exactly how Americans are putting their $1,200 stimulus checks to work. And if you haven't seen that video yet, where I talk about how Americans are in fact spending, or investing for that matter, their $1,200 stimulus checks, then you can check that out. The link will be down below in the description. You can watch the video first, or you can watch this one first, up to you, as long as you watch either of them or both, totally up to you. Now, if you have received your stimulus money yet, then also stimulate that like button. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, smash that like button, stimulate it. If you haven't received the stimulus check yet, I'm going to give you permission to give the video a dislike. You can give it a thumbs down for the first time ever. I'm saying that. Just only fair. I understand you're upset, you're aggravated that you haven't received your stimulus money yet. So here's permission to you to give the video a thumbs down if you haven't received your stimulus money yet. Hypothetically speaking, if you were to spend your $1,200 stimulus checks on a new pair of Jordans or a new TV, that's pretty bad, but there's actually a bigger pandemic per se going on when it comes to these stimulus checks. This issue is quite bad, and it's the issue of people actually not being able to receive their checks, not because they weren't eligible or didn't receive it. It's because they're throwing them away. You heard that right. A lot of Americans are actually unwittingly throwing away their stimulus checks right in the trash because it looks like junk mail. Now, even though stimulus checks have been being sent out for months now, this is happening in more recent days because the Treasury has been sending them out in these white envelopes that look exactly like junk mail. They can be easily confused for it. So some people have already received their stimulus payment, whether it be by a paper check in the mail or direct deposit, and that number is almost 4 million people, including those for whom the agency did not have a bank account on file. They're going to be getting their stimulus check in the form of a prepaid debit card. So a good chunk of the remainder are going to be receiving these debit cards, and the problem is that these debit cards come in an envelope that says Money Network Cardholder Services, and it doesn't bear any federal markings or indications that would say that it's your economic stimulus payment. And even if you did decide and have the forethought to go ahead and open up that junk mail, this is what you're going to get. It looks just like a normal Visa debit card that a credit card company might be trying to send you to sign up for their card and use their services, and you may just think it's just another spammy card and just throw it in the trash. So a lot of recipients have been complaining that they look too similar to unwanted credit card offers, and this leads to accidentally throwing the cards away. And these cards can contain as much as $3,400 for a family of four, and this money is just going right in the trash. One American tweeted, quote, "I had not heard of this, but I just got my COVID stimulus money via a debit card, question mark. I was hella suspicious at first because I knew nothing about this, but I researched it and it's legit. And it actually has money on it." In fact, a Politico editor said that he, quote, "I almost threw mine out with the junk mail. The return address was Money Network Cardholder Services. No indication is from the government/U.S. Treasury. Inside that envelope, question mark, a debit card from the government with $2,400 on it." Another resident said, quote, "My husband looked at it, briefly read it, and he said, 'Do you want this?' And I said, 'I don't need another fake card.' So we cut it up in little pieces. The next thing you see is I am in the garbage can trying to pull out all the pieces together, which did not work." See, the IRS has said in an FAQ that they're going to bear the Visa logo specifically, and that they're going to be issued by MetaBank, and a letter included with the card explains that they are the Economic Impact Payment Card. Now, if you do somehow not think it's spam mail, and you do somehow open it up and you do miraculously think that it's your stimulus money, then from there you're going to have to call the 1-800 number to verify their identities and set their PIN numbers, and then you should also sign the backs of the card as well, just for extra safety. And there's no exclusions. These cards can be used for online transactions or in stores alike. You can use them anywhere that a Visa card would be accepted. And if you actually want the money in cash, you can go to a store, make a purchase, and then ask and opt for the cash back, so that we can actually have your stimulus money in cash, in physical cash in your wallet. Now, the government has admitted that these cards could look rather confusing and suspicious. In fact, on one of the FAQ items on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on the website there, it says, quote, "I received an Economic Impact Payment Visa prepaid debit card from the government in the mail. Is this a scam?" To which the answer says to that FAQ, "This is not a scam. The government is sending some people economic impact payment cards if they qualified for a stimulus payment and the IRS couldn't direct deposit the payment. Now, the card can be used free, however, some optional services can incur fees, including a $2 withdrawal fee after the first withdrawal, 25 cents for a balance inquiry, and $5 for more than one in-person withdrawal. And also, no more than $1,000 can be withdrawn from an ATM in one day. I assume that means on the card. Now, let's say you wanted to pay your rent with this card. Well, taxpayers who want to pay their rent with the card should check with their landlords to find out whether they have the means to accept electronic payments, or they can use apps such as Venmo or Zelle. Now, let's just say hypothetically that you did want a paper check effectively with your stimulus payment, then you could actually call the customer service number that I put above, and you could request that a Money Network check be mailed to you. Now, after it arrives, they should fill out the date, the dollar amount, and the payee, but then must call again to have the check activated. So be sure that you aren't making this mistake of throwing out your stimulus money. You waited a long time for it, you've anticipated it, you're going through tough times potentially, and you deserve this money. So don't be afraid to just open up any junk mail that you think you're not going to need. Be sure that you weed through everything and don't just disavow anything that you think looks suspicious and spammy. But on that same token, you also do have to watch out for scams. Officials are saying that virus scams, including IRS stimulus checks, fake PPE, and more, have cost Americans almost $39 million. Scammers are meticulously creating websites, cold calling people, anything of that like, to try to get money for them or their bank information, anything of that matter. So do be careful and watch out. On top of that, there's also been another scam resurfacing, and I did a video covering this many weeks ago. I talked about the Blessing Loom scam, or the Cash App scam, or the Circle scam, anything you want to call it. This has been surfacing again after a few years, so be sure that if you haven't seen that video yet, the link will be down below in the description. You don't want to fall for that one either. But I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure that you give the video a big thumbs up, or a thumbs down if you didn't receive it. And if you'd like to see more videos from my channel, I post videos every single week covering business, finance, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. Be sure that you do subscribe. I post videos every single week without fail. I haven't missed in over a year, well over a year. And if you'd like to be notified every single time I make a new video, so you're the first in line to see it before anyone else, be sure that you do click that little notification bell as well, so you're notified every single time I make a new video. See you in the next video.